Gianna here is one of your slalom runs. All right, some good turns in there for sure. Some things we can probably work on, talk about. I think if you recall this day, I was mentioning that we really got to look to roll up the skis to a higher edge angle at the top of the turn, carve that top of the turn. Kind of far away there, but you kind of see the sort of flat ski up there and that little spray there. So I'm meaning a flat ski at the top of the turn right there. Can't really see, but definitely a little spray there. All right, a little better there. All right, you rolled them up there. The one thing we've been talking about is, all year is trying to get a little more ankles and knees, and I'd love to see you have just like really drop those knees in towards the pole, because we really want to be shinning that off. Besides our hand clear, we want to shin that off with our inside knee, because you didn't really roll them up enough or get that inside foot a hair closer. You had to it's all hand, and you ended up the gate was a little bit farther away from you, so it's more like this, kind of leaning in and a little bit reaching over. You want to get your upper body, get your head inside here, right? Upper body and head inside. So think about it next time we're on tall poles. Make sure your upper body, as much as your shoulders, your head on the inside of the gate. Got to get in the corridor, right? So we take it down the corridor. Right. Number two, we talked about how to clear it. You're clearing it in the correct spot, right there, kind of at the bottom of the pole guard. But we got to get the pole a little more parallel to the snow, horizontal. So when the pole flops down, the slalom pole, all you got to do is drop the hand using wrist, drop the pole, your ski pole, using your wrist to a pole plant. You kind of push just a hair down, right? You're pushing the gate down. We don't need to do that, and therefore it's tough to pole plant. And there really wasn't much except for that little tap there. So remember, we don't have to push the gate down. You're bigger and stronger than that gate. The pole plant helps us in transition, helps us get forward, helps us move. And I don't know, maybe you were just late here and just had to kind of chuck them sideways. And this is what we were seeing, a lot of spray and kind of chuck them sideways there. Hairpin, any combination, one of the most important things is really a strong exit. You got to be on those two stubbies, shinning them both off, coming out with direction. We're just late. We're late in here, with a little bit in the back seat, obviously, right? And we're just, you're late and low and don't have a really good, strong exit. So particularly when it's offset after combination, we need to have that really good, strong exit, coming out with direction. You didn't have that. So you ended up running this thing, obviously very straight. You're hitting the gate here. Your skis are pointing down the hill, and we would have wanted you to be turning above and having them pointing this way when we clear. So late and low, you can see, boom, what happens. Chuck them sideways, right? And therefore you're late here. Late turns into late. All right. Better line there. We kind of rolled them up here, top of the turn, a little better. Something we've been, talking about all year. Love to see a little more ankles and knees and not just, using the hip here, right? Because, we talk about having, And you are fairly level in the shoulders, I will say, but we love to see a little more level in the hips too, and that's going to come from ankles and knees as opposed to kind of dumping the hip in. Tough turn, not bad, but again, kind of chucked him sideways here at the top of the turn as opposed to really rolling him up, being patient at the top of the turn. Let's get ourselves out to rise line, intersect rise line with our skis pointing away from the pole, and turn shape back again, pushing the pole down here with your hand, no pole plant. And no pole plant, so kind of slow in the transition and ran straight at it, and you can see what happens. And again here, this flush, not a strong exit, right? You got to be on those two right there. So we are way wide. I mean, you had to be on those two stubbies, shinning both off with a strong exit out this way so we can, be above this next gate. And you didn't have it. You just ran straight, had, the low line coming in, and you see the spray, lost your outside ski, and would have killed your speed on that flat towards the finish. But so in other words, remember not to push the pole down, the slalom pole down. We need to block and plant immediately. We need to try to roll up those skis at the top of the turn a little better, a little higher edge angle using ankles and knees, right? And be above that course and make sure we have nice strong exits with direction coming out of any combination if the next gate is offset.